streets. Let's all demonstrate that we are tired of corruption. And the clear examples of corruption, Zuma and Guptas. And summarizing the two, they are called Zuptas. The Zuma must fall on the 9th of February. The ANC must fall. All this mess, I listen to people, pretentious people and cowards, saying, no, it is not the ANC, it is an individual. That's a coward statement. What did the ANC do about it? Gwede says Guptas are not corrupting ANC, are corrupting individuals. The ANC is constituted by corrupt individuals. That's why it is an organization. It is the coming together of corrupt individuals. What did the ANC do about it? If it's not the ANC, if the ANC is not promoting it, why is the ANC so scared of the president? We're not scared of Zuma. Neither are we scared of the executive or parliament. We're not scared of anyone. We're scared of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Because without that Constitution, we are nothing. We told you Zuma will pay. And some of you will start walking around saying we are prophets. We are no prophets. We know what we are doing. We are not playing. We don't mean jokes. When we declare a war, we fight it to the bitter end. This is not the end. Zuma must go down. Zuma must leave the office of the president. Before he speaks on the 11th of February, he will have to start by explaining why he removed. That's the first sentence. If he doesn't start by saying why he removed Minister of Finance, stop there. He must start by explaining it. A matter that has costed the country billions of rands. We cannot lose billions and nothing happens. All of you behave like it's business as usual. Billions of rand. This is a man who must come and address the nation and say he is the president of this nation. He will do everything to protect it. Whereas destroying it at the same time, and no one is doing anything to stop this man from collapsing this country. We are not scared of being beaten up. It will not be for the first time. It will not be for the last time. We are prepared to die in protection of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. We formed the EFF not because we were bitter with the ANC, but because we love South Africa. We'll do everything to make this country work. We're the only party that has got a practical plan to confront corruption and white supremacy. They go together. White supremacists are happy that this country is falling apart in the hands of black people. And we're not going to allow Zuma to make us another black failure, another failed African state. Anyone who loves this country must now rise and say, not in my name. It will not happen in my name. Let the ANC members in their colors who always condemn the Guptas come on the 9th of February and say, not in our name. Let South Africans come on the 9th of February and say, not in our name. South Africa is not another failed African state. Not under our watch. Generations to come will blame us for this mess. And therefore, we have to do something about it. So there's no deal. There will never be a deal if Zuma does not meet the requirements we've outlined earlier on. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to take the first round of hands. So you'll be Right, taking live there from the Economic Freedom Fighters briefing, where Julius Malema has been outlining their stance on President Zuma's latest proposal on Nkandla. Julius Malema saying that they do not agree to the settlement or proposal. They will not strike.
Let's take the first five. In that order. Yes, number one.
I wanted to find out, so if the judges rule in accordance with your application, does that close off the matter of Nkandla? Because there are other recommendations. The paying back of the money is one of the recommendations under remedial action by the public protector. The others are, for example, reprimanding ministers and things for how the project was handled. So is it just your focus on that an amount must be paid, or are there other aspects on the Nkandla matter, such as you've mentioned, still going to pursue that? With regard to SONA, so, can you explain to us what exactly on the issue of the firing? How will that, can we expect that to proceed? And thirdly, on the issues of the Gupta family, you said that they must leave the country. So you haven't explained how that is supposed to happen, but you've said that journalists and media workers must not attend EFF events and you can't guarantee their safety. Are you basically saying there's now a physical threat against South African journalists? Thank you.
Number two.
Hi, I'm Avira from SABC Africa. Your views on the current economic situation in the country, business and investors moving out of the country at the moment, and just the upcoming mining endeavor. What are your views on this? Thank you.
I just want to know, in terms of the technical argument, in the court papers, the EFF doesn't say who should determine the amount or all of that. So I was wondering, is the EFF going to leave it entirely up to the court? Because that's basically the bone of contention, that who should determine how much should be paid, and etc. So has the EFF in the settlement offer decided an amount? Have you decided an amount? You left it up to the court? Or so who actually are you accepting the president's in terms of the amended settlement that the Treasury and the Auditor General should decide that amount? And secondly, have you written to the State Attorney's Office in terms of these new demands about, and is that Gupta clause also part in that letter? And so that's my second question. And the third, if you could just perhaps as to is there a plan in terms of physical action and yeah, that's basically it.
Number four.
Okay, Elvin Sampier from SABC TV News. Are you guys surprised at all that that the president has again gone beyond the recommendations of the public protector and has now introduced the Auditor General to be part of the team that determines the amount to be paid? The presidency statement indicates that the offer was sent to both the EFF and the DA back in November. Why are you guys only reacting to this now after this letter was sent to the Constitutional Court? And have you guys been in discussions with the DA with regards to taking this matter forward?
Number five.
Leonardo Angelucci, AFP. You made it amply clear that you would disrupt the president's speech during SONA. How has that changed now with the recent
President.
What is the last question?
He says, how has that changed with the recent rules?
with the recent news?
News.
Statements of
Yes.
Nkandla by the president?
Let's go.
What is the question?
What is going to happen?
The news means the court. The court process on the 9th.
The statement, Zuma saying that he will now pay back.
If the judge is rule in our favor that Zuma must pay the money, we will have to wait for the day Zuma pays the money. Different methods of e-wallet, all those types of things. And from there, once he has paid, will call you like this to announce the next action. Because that is not the end. It is actually the beginning of bigger things to come. No. Ranjini, I think she's got an answer on that one because it's self-explanatory. If the president doesn't start by explaining what happened with the removal of Nene, then we're coming in. How we come in, don't worry. There's going to be coming inside. We zoom in there. So there's going to be coming in of the EFF.
Is it a physical threat to South Africa?
Well, I just explained to you, the Guptas are not in the media business. So anyone working for the Guptas is actually perpetuating corruption. I mean, when we said we'll dismantle the apartheid regime and make it ungovernable and unworkable, we meant everything, including the agents of apartheid regime. Everything. The infrastructure, the personality, police, soldiers, everything. So there is no, don't put it like, it is now a threat to South African journalists. Don't involve yourself. Unless you are working for them quietly. But if you know it has got nothing to do with South African journalists. We don't regard that thing as journalism. That is a cartel. That's mafia. And we can choose who comes to us. You are not going to impose yourselves on us. We can choose who comes to us. We are not going to allow Guptas to masquerade as legitimate business people when they are not. They are not. And by giving them interviews, by entertaining them, we have actually legitimized them. They are not a legitimate body. I mean, South Africans who think they take themselves serious ministers and personalities, they go and line up at the Gupta dinner to eat food that was prepared with corrupt hands and still come to us and say you are clean when you have eaten at the dinner of the Guptas. Curry. It's wrong. We are not going to allow South Africa to be sold over a plate of curry. We are not part of that mess. And we are going to take fiscal action about that. We don't theorize. When we said Zuma must pay, we took action, including taking fiscal action. And it's all peaceful. Look at what we are doing now. Gupta journalists, please don't come to our events. It's so peaceful. So peaceful. How you react to it determine how that campaign is going to be carried forward. Everything else that is going to happen to the Guptas is going to happen peacefully. The reaction of the state will determine if that will remain peaceful. But we are going to do it peacefully. How the Guptas live is none of my business. I don't know if they came through Waterkloof or they came through some unidentifiable landing strip in a farm somewhere. I don't know. They will make a plan. But they are not welcomed here. We don't regard them as one of us because of their disrespect for South Africa's constitution and the people of South Africa.
The view of EFF on the investors who are going out of the country.
Yes, the reason why we're taking the action we're taking against the president in Parliament is to say to the investors, we're trying to restore order. South Africa has got institutions that are stable. South Africa has got men and women who are prepared to work hard. There's just this one man who's working with one family to collapse the whole country. Nene was fired because he didn't implement the actions that were instructed to him by Guptas and Zuma on the nuclear deal. So the Guptas want, they get. It doesn't matter whether they get that at the expense of this country. As long as they want it, they get. And those guys, at the beginning I thought Zuma didn't know money, they just give him some small change. And the information is such that they're giving him real money. Real money. Zuma says he's going to pay. We're talking millions and millions of money here. He must tell us where is he going to get the money from. Where is he going to get the money? He doesn't have that money. Non-existing bond. So Zuma must tell us, and the whole of South, for God's sake, he's our president. He must be transparent. Where is the man going to get the money from? If it's not from this corrupt family. So we must say to the whole world and to the South Africans and all those who love South Africa that we're doing something about it. Investors are leaving because of uncertainties which have been created by a man who's not stable. And when that man, a man just removes a minister, a country loses billions, the ANC does nothing. I was in the forefront of removal of Thabo Mbeki. And I had looked at the situation of Mbeki, and I had looked at Zuma's situation, and I was asking myself, what is it that Thabo did, which was so extreme and worse than... there are all reasons out there to recall Zuma. The ANC is not doing it. And somebody is going to come to me and say, no, it's not the ANC, it's an individual. You are a coward. You say that because you are a coward. You are scared. Zwane, we want you. We want the whole of South Africa. That this is a Gupta appointment. And the good thing is that we are not lazy to write. We wrote it down. It's there for reference. We want you. A minister goes and negotiates an individual deal for a particular business, a company. He comes back, all of that is exposed. Nothing happens to that minister. What do you call it? Executive Code of Ethics. He just undermines it like that. President does nothing. The ANC does nothing. Remember, this is the ANC that said in Mangaung, when there are strong allegations against a particular member or all that, will take action. Zwane's office agrees. Zwane was in that trip with the Guptas to negotiate a deal for the Gupta family against the Code of Ethics. Nothing happens. Till today, nothing happens. A certain family has got an advantage over the rest of established business in South Africa because of its a political connection. We can't allow that. We can't sit back and allow that to happen. No, we're not in the business of deciding which amount Zuma must pay. Those features are there. They must go investigate them. This is how much it costed us. This is how much Zuma must pay with interest. No, the remedial actions of the public protector are clear. Yes. I'm coming to that point. When we say, and I don't know why is that question arising, in fact, because we said the public protector's remedial actions are binding. So everything else, Ranjani, that public protector said must happen. Everything, not only pay back the money, ministers must be reprimanded, and all of those things. Everything the public protector said must happen, must happen. So we don't have a problem. We're not going to have a problem with that Minister of Police. Had he done the right thing and what the public protector directed, there was not going to be a problem. To arrive and say, Chicken Run, this is how much it will cost, this is how much the president must pay. Not to go and investigate whether Chicken Run is a security feature or not. No. That we have a problem with. We don't care whether Zuma pays 2 bob or 5 cents or Zokwa, anything. As long as he pays something in line with what the public protector said must happen. It's not about us. We are not public protector. We do not have the power to say this is how things must happen. The institution of the state, which we must respect, and we must stick to that determination of the institution of the state.
Is there a response back to Zuma's offer from EFF?
Well, there's somebody who says Zuma gave us that thing in November. Those are privileged people who have access to Zuma. We never received that in November. I mean, we know all of us, SABC enjoys that privilege. So we don't have that access. So we have never received anything from Zuma. This is the first time. We would have shared that with you and we would have responded by November. We're not like Zuma. We don't hide things. We put things here in front of everyone to see what is the EFF doing. So there's no such a thing as Zuma giving us the response. We are responding now because Zuma just gave us those proposals now. Remember when we started, actually, Zuma was saying the first response was that the Constitutional Court must not even entertain us. That was his response. And we dealt with it even at that time. So there shouldn't be a problem.
Is the Gupta demand part of the proposed court?
No. There is no Gupta matter which is before the court. It's a political program. There's no Gupta in those things. There's no judge which is going to listen to any Gupta thing. That's our issue. The Guptas, face to face. We're not scared of them.
Are we surprised by the new inclusion of the Auditor General?
Well, Zuma has got the right. He wants his God involved. It's his business. As long as the court will never agree with those things. Remedial action of the public protector.
Are we engaging the DA on our offer?
You know, let me tell you one thing. We're not talking to DA about this matter at all. And neither are we talking to DA about a coalition. I saw something saying there's secret talks or anything. There's no such a thing. We will never join the DA in court. The DA will join us. We will never be led by my money. We are my money's leaders. My money is a young man. We've been in this game for a very long time. I can't be led by my money. My struggle credentials speak for themselves. I'm not going to be led by a person from church just straight into politics. A priest straight into politics without going through the ranks. We grew up in this business of politics. We'll never be led by my man. Never. We lead him. You must see what happens in Parliament. He comes after us. There are times where he abandons the accent and the priest and the priest attitude and assume the real fighting spirit inspired by the EFF. So I saw my money tweeting in the early hours of the morning and doing all sorts of things. I was not shaken. Neither were we shaken ourselves. We know what we are doing. We know what we are doing. My money has asked the Constitutional Court to join us. We didn't do the same. We'll never join him in any court. Never. We will never be led by DA, which wants to bring colonialism and white supremacy through a back door by fronting a black person. We will never be in any business that seeks to bring white people's rule in South Africa. Never. It will never happen. Even if we are going to be in a coalition with DA and the rest of opposition parties, it will happen on our terms, because we are the only party in South Africa with a clear revolutionary program. You must expropriate the land. You must nationalize. You must fight for free education. Those are the conditions, non-negotiable, 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF. No one can negotiate them. Anyone that comes to work with the EFF will have to meet those requirements. Otherwise, we are ready to be opposition in all municipalities. We're not going to compromise principle for political expediency. We know what we're doing. We're going to take this country. We're going to lead this country. Just watch the space. We're not playing.
Right. I'm going to take another round, which begins with. This side is a bit. I must say what?
You must say it's the last round. It looks like you like many rounds.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's try not to repeat each other. And then the other condition, 1 man, 1 woman, 1 question. How about that? We've got a full house today. Next time we'll book the city hall.
Alexandra Brenton from the French Public Radio. Did I understand correctly? You're ruling out all negotiations for coalitions for the upcoming elections?
No. I'm saying we talk to anyone who wants to talk to us. We go into a coalition with anyone who wants to go into coalition with us. But you'll have to meet the non-negotiable 7 cardinal pillars of the EFF. Anything that doesn't speak to what we represent will never receive that type of a response from us.
Number 2.
Rich Public in the Daily Maverick. 2 things I'm unclear on. What exactly on Tuesday the 9th are we marching for? And 2, what does collective action or EFF action against the Guptas actually look like? What does it entail?
Number 3.
Yeah, Omar Muchasa from the BBC. Recently, on the ANC 104 year celebration, President Zuma said in a TNA that he's not a friend of the Guptas, as people pronounce it. Categorically, he said it. What is your response on that? And Mr. Malema, are you scared of the Gupta's media, the ANN7s and the others? Because it's a matter of confronting them. If you can't confront them, then they can get whatever you are delivering to the people than throwing them out of the house. What's your response?
Number 4.
My name is Kuri Menovich from the Type of Feeling 20. I just wanted to find out, what do you say about the fact that there was allegedly manipulated to the SIU's report regarding the president and his family and to keep them safe, and that the report has been sanitized?
SIU.
Number 6.
Manipulation.
Number 6 is are you 5 now? Where were you? 4. Okay, 5, yes.
Natasha from the Business Day. What do you mean by fiscal action?
Physical action.
Fiscal.
I can't see you.
Natasha, do you want to stand? So we can interface.
It's very nice to. Yeah, I must see you.
What do you mean by fiscal action against the Guptas?
All right.
Kaya?
Very good afternoon to Mr. Malema and your CCT members. Kaya here from Kaya
Number 7.
Oh.
7.
Yeah, that was 6. Number 7. Yes.
Marcel
And this was the final round, by the way.
Marcel Gordon from TBC News. Could I ask if, in your personal capacity, whether you were surprised by this about from President Jacob Zuma, and whether you ever regret being part of the movement that brought you to power?
Number 8. Last one. Excellent, thank you. All right.
No, they've not answered you. Somebody covered you. Because no one answered.
What are we actually marching for on Tuesday?
On Tuesday, we're marching to the Constitutional Court for the court application we've made that Zuma must implement the remedial action of the public protector. And 2, we're marching against the Gupta corruption which is happening in this country. As to how that will play itself and all that, just ready yourself for action for the 9th. You'll see what will happen there. That is with regard to the march.
And what action against Gupta will look like?
Yes, you will see it when it happens, how the action against the Guptas looks like. Just stick next to Mbuyiseni. You must never lose Mbuyiseni's side, because you may miss a lot of things.
Zuma says he's not a friend of Gupta's. What is the comment?
No, it's not true, because and none of you challenges him to say, but it's not true. Where have you ever seen a state president sitting in a dinner from opening act until the last act with no significant role to play? He just sits there at the back like he's a puppet, waiting for the puppet master to action it. And then he gets unleashed to go and give the award of the person of the year or something like that, and then must give to the ex-wife, and they have not even rehearsed how they are going to give each other, and then they are not sure whether they must hug or shake hands, or such awkward moment, because the Guptas have staged it in such a way that the person must be Nkosazana, so that they launch her campaign for the president of South Africa. And they think we're stupid. They are his friends. He will never do that with anyone. Just to sit in jail without any role to play. Sit there, be given some water and all those type of things and all that. And those who were close to him, they say there was a point where he was very irritated because they kept on feeding him with water, even when he has not asked for water. And he said, no, but I didn't ask for water. I can't be fed water here like I'm an animal. He gets irritated because he has got no role to play. He's just sitting there. That's what you do at the wedding of your friend. You just sit, relax, because you know you're here to support your main man or your friend, family. We all do that as political leaders without expecting to play any role. No, chief, it's your birthday, I'll come. And all those type of things. No, you must speak. No, do food. No. I'm just there to support you. So you do that with your friends. You can't just take the whole cabinet with its president if you are not friends with those people.
Is EFF scared of the Gupta media?
No, he says, Mr. Malema, are you scared of Gupta media? For sure you don't know me. I've been in this field for a very long time. I'm not scared of anything. Nothing scares me. Nothing. Not even BBC. You can ask them. Nothing scares me. So these are political non-starters. They don't exist. So I wouldn't be scared of Guptas. And you say to me, why can't you just leave them to carry what you want to communicate to the public? I don't need them to carry anything I say. I will say it myself to the public. I'm on the ground. I speak to people directly. I don't need BBC or ANN 7 to do that for me. I grew up and became what I am because I had a direct contact with the people. That's what I believe in. I'm coming here because there's been many requests from different media houses for interviews, and the best thing is to just call a press conference and communicate. We're not media hungry. We're on the ground. That's why you don't see us. We're in villages. We're working very hard quietly, because every time the ANC hears through the media that we're here, then they go there and try to undo our work. So we're no longer communicating. We're just hitting the ground. So I don't need media to communicate with the people of South Africa. Neither am I scared of the Guptas or their media. The SIU report is manipulated. It's clear. We said that report is manipulated in Parliament, and I know for a fact that I came across a genuine report which exposed all those shenanigans. And those who gave me the real report pleaded that I should not even speak about it or say it to anyone, because they are the only ones who have that report. So I say this without doubt, that SIU was manipulated. And that's why the chap, immediately after that, he sought some form of exit, because it was just against their conscience. They couldn't allow to continue in that position after seeing what is really happening with the state institutions.
We answered this question. What is the
fiscal thing will be seen.
Are we not contravening any parliament rule on SONA when we ask the question about Nene?
Absolutely not. I don't know. Maybe you've got a better understanding of what the new rules say, but there's no new rule which says you can't call a point of order, a point of privilege, and all those type of things. So there's no rule that protects Zuma. But what Zuma needs to know for the remaining years, for as long as he has not resigned as a president, the state of the nation, we're going to share it with him. He is not worth being given the respect which must be given to a sitting president of the republic. And if we dare give him that respect, he will think that there's nothing wrong he's doing. Part of what we are doing is to speak to Zuma's conscience, that we're treating you like this because you have not respected the office of the president. Therefore, you are not worth the respect of any of us. The day he respects the office of the president, that's the day we'll respect him. Otherwise, SONA was sharing it with him, and he has brought the third players, which are the white shirts. So it's Zuma, it's us, it's the white shirts. We'll share the day on that day of the state of the nation. There is no SARS which has taken me to court. I have taken SARS to court. Journalists of South Africa, journalists, you're all here, all of you. You say SARS took me to court. No SARS has taken me to court. I have taken SARS to court. Because SARS, during the sequestration case, when we went for break, they came to us and said they are withdrawing the case, they are recognizing the settlement, and they are asked, because when SARS brought sequestration, I brought a counter application which was asking the court to declare the settlement valid. And then they said, no, there is no longer need for you to proceed with your counter application because we are withdrawing sequestration, we are going to recognize your settlement and will even pay the legal costs. And then after that court, when you, their friends, turned against them and say SARS lost, they then made a U-turn and said, no, Malema is not off the hook who are considering garnishing his parliament salary and all manner of things. And we do not recognize the settlement. So I immediately went back to court and said to court, I had brought a counter application to SARS, but SARS asked me to withdraw on because they are also withdrawing and they are going to recognize my settlement. But it looks like they are backtracking. I need a declaratory order by the court that this settlement is binding to SARS, and it has been fully executed. So it's me who took them to court. They didn't take me to court. They were actually saying, we don't understand why you are going to court, because we've not threatened you with anything. We've never said we're actioning anything. We just said in public, we don't recognize the settlement, but there's nothing we've done. And I said to them, I'm not going to live with a sword on my neck, because I know if we don't finish this thing, you're going to wait for a particular day when your political masters are going to instruct you to now slaughter me. So I'm not going to allow that. Because SARS is the most corrupt institution. Even those who went to it now, who are leading it now, it looks like they are worse than what was there before. SARS now is led by a group of tribalists who invite each other to senior position on the basis of the language they speak. They've inherited that Afrikaner attitude. Afrikaners who are investigators there, they are the ones who are brought on every case that involves black people. And they've got an attitude that they must close down every black man. They are not prepared to listen to anything. They will never say, let's go into business rescue. They will never say, let's allow you to continue business. This is how you are going to settle us. What they do when it involves a black person, they go for guillotine. They just want to kill. And then they target small companies which are giving competition to multinational companies. So if there is a multinational company which feels threatened by new emerging markets, SARS will target those small companies, stifle them, and make sure that they do not grow in the interest of monopoly industries. They are all the same. They were engaged in illegal activities. They were listening to people. They still listen to people today, particularly their previous employers. They still listen to their previous employers. They threaten them, and they tell them, if you dare cooperate with any of the people who are fighting against, we'll teach you a lesson. They still listen to people illegally till today. And then Pravin comes in and he says, no, SARS, the restructuring is not in order because the new cops in town are tampering with Pravin's boys. Most of them are white boys who protect white monopoly capital. Pravin Gordhan is a subject of white monopoly capital. He works for the Rupert family and the Rothschild. Pravin Gordhan said in the negotiations on behalf of the Natal Indian Congress, which was non-existent, they had to create that space for him to come so that they can contribute in defense of white monopoly capital. So Pravin, Nene, whoever you want to call, including that one of a quick one, the Van Rooyen, they are all the same. They are all the same. They bow before white monopoly capital. Anyone who thinks that SARS is progressive under any of these people, you are just misleading yourself. Now, the new tribalists and the old racists, when it comes to us, they unite. And then when it comes to them, they kill each other. So you don't have to get involved because they are the same. They must eat each other alive. They are all corrupt. Tom is also the same. Tom has got a long outstanding relationship with Zuma family. Actually, he used to look after Zuma's children, effectively Zuma's nanny in Mozambique. That's how far their relationship goes. And you say such people can be trusted. I don't trust them. I will fight them. I'm not going to be bullied by SARS. I will never be bullied by NPA. I will never be bullied by anyone unlike the rest of you, because I know my rights. And through fighting them, I'm inspiring a lot of you that when these people come to you, don't shake. Just look at the law. Everything else must be done according to the law, and not by emotions and not by political connection. We must protect our judiciary because it is the only thing left. Judiciary is the only thing left. Yes, it must still be transformed. It is still white dominated. It is still biased to white monopoly capital. Those are battles we are prepared to fight as we continue with the struggle to transform our society to become a better society for all, black and white. But the judiciary has refused to surrender its independence to these ANC crooks and the Zuptas. Because if they were in the pockets of the Zuptas, then we will know that we're done. Perhaps we're going to be asking for refugee status in other countries, Swaziland, Lesotho, whatever. Because once they take the judiciary, we must all forget. That's why the Constitutional Court judges have to do the right thing. The whole country depends on them now. This matter is a matter of national importance. They must attend to it with that understanding that this matter is a matter of national importance. It divided the country, it has divided parliament, it has divided the clergy, the religious groups, everyone, including families. The Constitutional Court must bring this matter to finality on the 9th of February. So all I'm saying is that I'm not scared to fight. I'm a fighter. So I brought the battle to SARS. It's a continuous battle because SARS has created an impression that it is untouchable. I have a problem with people who think they are untouchable. No, we are all subjects of the law. SARS must subject itself to the law. It can't say to me, here is a settlement, and then after they pulled out of the case of the sequestration, that evening they go and meet with Tom in a hotel. Tom asks them, what happened at the court? We can't leave this man alone. He must go down. The political principles have given such an instruction. And I'm not scared of it because I'm ready for it. I've lost everything. I have nothing to lose. I'll fight them so that those who come after me must have the necessary courage to fight the state institutions. SARS must help us to comply. It must not be some bull terrier. It attacks for a kill because its responsibility is to collect revenue. I wish somebody one day, those who sit in finance committees, will ask them, how much have you spent on Malema's case alone? How much have you spent on Malema to recover how much? And make a decision as to whether that makes business sense. That's what the judge said in the sequestration case. Oh, you are using 10 rand to chase 2 rand. Why would you do that? If all you are interested in is to collect money. I don't trust SARS. I'm fighting for a day where SARS will be independent. I'm fighting for a day where SARS will collect revenue and make our country to be what it is and help people to comply. And those who are helped to comply and they still don't comply, then they will deserve punishment from such institutions.
Were you surprised about Zuma's offer? I think we answered it.
Well, I'm not surprised by Zuma's offer. I mean, I said to the country, all of us here, that Zuma is going to pay. So when Zuma says I'm paying, why would I be surprised if that's what I expected to happen? So we knew that when we go to the Constitutional Court, Zuma will have to pay. And it looks like Christmas came earlier because there isn't much difficulty. We just have to work on the nitty-gritties of how we go about it. It doesn't matter what happens in the Constitutional Court. Let's say we go to the Constitutional Court and Zuma argues jurisdiction and say, but this matter doesn't belong here, it must go to the lower court. It doesn't matter even if the Constitutional Court says, hey, go away. We have a paper here. Zuma says, I'm prepared to pay already. That settlement, the offer he gave to us, he has already said he will pay. Pay for what if you are not wrong? Pay for what? The man has admitted guilt. Let's deal with him after the court. What happens to a president who steals the money of the people and accepts that I've stolen? What happens? So we need to provide that answer once we have gone past the stage of must be removed as a president of the republic. That's why it goes. It doesn't matter what we do. Zuma going, it's not a secret. Zuma must go. ANC must go. We don't want the ANC in power. And we're going to remove it in all the metros. Those of you who are voting ANC, you are voting for this corruption and Guptas. Go on. We are living our lives with our conscience very clear. We have never voted for these corrupt fellows. One question was, do you regret having been in the... There are no coincidences in politics. It had to happen because there was a threat to the Constitution. But we replaced Mbeki with nothing because this is just a mess. In an attempt to protect the Constitution, we actually gave it to the dogs to tear it apart. That's what happened. But instead of talking regrets, in politics we say it's a lesson. So it is not worth investing in individuals. It is worth investing in a principle. So Zuma is a serious miscarriage of history. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, First President.
Too tight. And the jeep.
News at One touches the nerve of business locally and abroad. Find out how a move in the economy affects you